Hi, Alex. Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, can.
Oh, thank you for coming in. Let's wait for another 1 or 2 minutes, then we will start our event.
It is not just an event for anniversary. Actually, for our tribespeople, we know how tough, how difficult. We have to overcome numerous difficulties. We face to the streets, and finally, we can push the whistle movement.
Okay, can help to mute. Someone help to mute the. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So let's can someone type in the chat group that if you all want to start this webinar event, tap a 1 so that I will start the event now. Can some of you all tap 1 on the chat group? Anyone like to tap in the 1 just to let me know that? Okay, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Are you able to see my slide now? The first slide. Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, very good.
Yeah. So we are very lucky to have our 3 speakers to have this event. And I'd like to thank the 3 speakers, Joe from Singapore Poly, and Joshua.
Hey, hi.
He's a co-founder from Singapore Indoor Farm. He's my teacher on hydroponic. And next is Philip Tang. He's from HMS. He's the IoT expert. And all of them have spent a lot of time in preparing today's presentation. So thank you very much. And more important that I'd like to thank all the participants that signed up for this event. Last week when Joe was asking me how many people I expected to attract for this webinar, I told him maybe 40 will sign up. To my surprise that I get about 100 people sign up. That was about 2.5 times more than what I predict. So, and thank you every one of y'all to invest this 1 hour here. And I make sure that y'all be profitable from this because there will be a lot of sharing here. Okay. This section will be recorded for the for those people who like to view again, so you'll be recorded. And for those people who wanted to speak out, y'all can type into the chat group about your question. Feel free to ask any question in the chat group, and later I will assign one of the speakers to answer the question for you. Okay. So, for those people who like to take this QR code and subscribe to this YouTube channel, that will be very helpful because whenever we have a new webinar event or whenever we have new application, we will put up in our YouTube channel. So immediately you will receive a notice. I mean, you were able to see all the YouTube posting. Okay. Now I'd like to share with you about who is TDS, because for this event, I have contacted some of you, messaged you. I noticed that not all of you know TDS. So let me play this video so that y'all will get to know. Yeah. So basically, TDS was started in 1996. And in terms of IoT, we have started 8 years ago for the IoT product. So basically, our company is able to supply the robotics inside the IoT. So eventually, robotics also get to involve with all these hydroponics. And our product range vary from HMI, SCADA software, PLC, IoT. And we also have a support team to provide you the technical support and sales team to help you to choose the correct partner. Okay, so basically there is TDS. All right. So these are the brand of brand we represent. So basically, you can see from here is the, for example, HMS. Today, Faxi will be used a lot in this IoT solution. Later on, Philip will introduce more about who is HMS. So you notice that we are also a distributor for UR Robotic. Okay. So this robotic, in future, you will see a lot of hydroponic farm using this UR robotic will go up to take the image or this thing. And we also representing on robot clipper. We also have the Picket 3D. Right now, the Picket 3D are used for bin picking solution. So in future, one day you will be able to pluck the strawberry or this. Okay. So if you happen to log into our website, you can see that our website have a resource section. Under this resource section, we have ebook for different kind of subject. So you are welcome to log in to download information if you'd like to learn more. In terms of feedback, customer feedback, this person is from Temasek Poly. So he feedback that E1 Faxi IoT hardware for education training is very suitable because it has many features or benefits. It allowed me to monitor and control using my smartphone. By the way, he is a course clean energy department. So he's the course chairman. The next person that y'all may know him, some of y'all may know him, he is from ITE, Mr. Tong, KM Tong. I'm aware of E1 Faxi IoT hardware 3 years ago. I personally prefer using this IoT for my project because it supports OPC UA, MQTT, and it has many popular brand of PLC. So to supply the product to ITE is not easy because they have to go through tender and many suppliers will be bidding. So far, we are one of the IoT supplier that selected to use this as a teaching course. Thank you very much, ITE, for your support. And today, there are many ITE lecturers here. Okay, now I'd like to share with you that last 2 months, I have opened up a farm ITE at this near Sembawang, one of the farm. The farm name is called Greenberry Farm. So I have set up this IoT device at the farm. I will show to you that how this device able to use for monitor the EC dosage.
This is the flexi hardware. As you can see, there is the EC transmitter and there's a relay. So now we have the EC transmitter and the two pumps. The EC transmitter will go inside the tank.
So we have put inside there.
And we have the two pumps that will actually pump the nutrient liquid fertilizer through.
And on the handphone, you are able to monitor anywhere
records
you
all
are in
the values that we want.
or
right here on top,
just log
in. The EC value.
There is the
inside
iOS
this box is the scheduled timing that they will pump
so
the
you can
EC
monitor
nutrients to the tank.
Control the EC level.
The record.
You can do data
and
logging.
You can test out the pump.
So we have the GUI.
Over here you can see
so
the ways that you can see it online of how actually
alone it can do the control of your pump, control your pump turn on, turn
where
off.
it will go and it will show
it
is turned on.
When to pump in the AD chemical.
So when I test the pump,
this is because Singapore
the two EC that is connected to the pump will eventually flow through.
Especially during COVID. So with this automation, it will help a lot. Okay.
Over here you can see this is
the alarm
system.
Whenever there is some
it will help
problem
to actually
with your farm,
send you a message
or let's say the EC too high
lower than the minimum.
Low,
the EC value is lower than the minimum.
SMS message.
And the EC value is higher than the maximum.
Okay. Stop sharing. Stop sharing. Can stop sharing for me? How to? Hello. Wow. Today we have 88 people. Joe, can you help me to stop sharing? And then can I have the first slide for the first presenter from Joshua? Coming. Yeah. Okay. By the way, Joshua, he has many years of hydroponic experience. He has visited Japan, China during last 6 years ago. And his knowledge on hydroponic is a lot. Later on, you can see from his presentation. So let's all of us welcome Joshua for his wonderful presentation. Joshua?
Yes, thanks, Paul.
It's yours.
Thank you. Hey, hi, everybody. Thank you for this time that you are really put aside for this afternoon meeting. We come together, we learn together. Okay, so now we're talking about this urban farming. Urban farming nowadays actually are very popular, especially farming above the rooftop. Above the rooftop, well, you have all the free lighting from the sunlight. So we are actually trying to make full use of all these lighting that we can get. Okay, so SIF, I'm from SIF, Singapore Indoor Farm. So truly we are very blessed to really operate a farm in a controlled environment. Indoor farm means we operate the farm, we plant our leafy, our green vegetable inside a factory, inside a plant factory. So things are controlled like, lightings. We don't have to worry about whether is there any lights, stormy day where there's not enough light, especially nowadays we are quite fortunate. There's no haze in town. For the last few years, last time when there was haze in town where you don't have enough sunlight, so a lot of farmers actually they suffer that there's not enough light. So when we do all this controlled environment farming inside a factory, indoor farming, so your lights, your temperature, your humidity, carbon dioxide, all these are under control. So this is one of the urban farming that we are focusing on. And then the smart farming, IoT, we are quite fortunate that we work with this SP, Singapore Polytechnics. We working together, we try to find out what are the things like the technology can help. So things like, to monitor the humidity, to monitor the temperature, the lights itself, whether like what earlier on, what Paul mentioned about this EC, pH, all this, you don't have to physically go around and check. So all this, you by your computer, you can really monitor. So today we share more about all these things. Okay, so let me just run through because with this Singapore Poly, we have this collaboration. We're having the urban farming courses alternate Saturday, where people who are really keen, like hobby people, find that it's interesting, who are interested to sign up the course to learn about farming, whether it's like, doing outdoor, like you are one of the member in the community garden, or you want to do it at home using a rack like this. Yeah. So people can sign up and you can use your skill future credits, to pay for this course. So today, roughly, I'll just run through some of the things that we teach during the Saturday course and how people, they come here, they can learn, they can benefit, a lot of hands-on, teach them how to germinate, from germinations like, using soil, germination using soilless hydroponics, yeah. So, yeah, when you come here, we talk about the Singapore government, their visions, So the visions talking about 30-30. 30-30 is not just a figure for you to go by 30-30. Well, 30-30 actually was, this vision was actually launched by then the minister, Minister Dr. Masago. When he was the minister, the time is, we were talking about Singapore, we barely have only about around 10% of our own produce, whether it's a leafy vegetable, our own eggs, or the fish farm that we produce our own. So now the government is trying to achieve the vision of by the year 2030. So the first 30 is the year 2030, we are able to produce 30% of our own produce. Okay, so by this vision that they have sort of launched, they are able to help to produce our own and then to promote our local talents. So nowadays, a lot of people is more of like, they are quite keen talking about farming at home. So in fact, this pandemic itself, yes, over the last year, you see a lot of people start baking at home. A lot of people start farming, where they never tried before, they start farming at home. Especially when MPark give away seeds, people get very overjoyed, they are happy because they want to take the seed and then they want to grow their own vegetable. Yes, but some of them, they find some difficulty, but that's where we come together and then we learn together. Yes, so there's a website in Singapore Food Agency where you can always go in and find out, more of these produce like what we have and who are the country that we import. Mainly are from Malaysia, followed by China. So more of these things that you want to find out more can always log in into the SFA website. Okay, so different kind of farming solutions. From the MPark, MPark, they launched this, everybody can plant their own vegetable. Everybody can rent this planting bed that they can go to this hot park and then they plant their rent their own planting bed and then they can plant their own. So community garden, yes. So a lot of RC residents, whether it's your zone, you can always talk to your resident community, the RC, and then you can do your own farming. Yes. So these are the things that if you are keen, you can look into RC garden, hot park, MPark, the gardening plot. In fact, because of this pandemic, if not in the past, this farmers market is getting more and more popular. So in fact, that's a good thing to start off also. You can always go to all these weekend market, the weekend exhibitions, yeah, so that you can go to find out more people who are in the same field, people who are in the same interest. Okay, so I just go through, this is the Dr. Masago, yeah, when he was presenting, in the parliament, talking about this vision 3030, right? Yes, so farming itself, you see, from urban farming, from the past, traditional farming. Traditional farming is a lot of hard work. You see from the picture, you see the poor farmer really squat under the sun, the hot sun is squat under the hot sun. And well, there's no irrigations. So what we do in the past, our forefather, they really carry the water and then they go around and water. So now with smart farming, irrigations come in. right? And then with this IoT, in fact, you see overseas with big few of this farm, they use what? They use drone. They use drone to monitor. So the irrigations come in and then they don't have to work so hard. So the other one you see on the right side, urban farming, the common one where people are start using the underutilized, unwanted space above the car park, the rooftop of the car park where it's so hot. Most of the time the car, when you pay your so-called monthly subscription, you wouldn't want to park under the hot sun. Everybody will just want to park under the sheltered car park. So actually, these are the places that is underutilized. So this is the place where the government released the place for this farmer to come in to do their urban farming. Okay, the other one that I mentioned earlier on about plant in a controlled environment. Yes, so controlled environment, there's a lot of advantage. One of them that I first thing come to my mind is like what? Pest-free. I mean, you guys who are really start farming, who are keen in this gardening, the worst thing that you see your vegetable, you know, you say, but eaten up by the caterpillar is not so bad. The worst thing is what? You get pests, you get mite, and then your this crop will just wipe out, and then they start to dry. That is the worst thing that you face. So under a controlled environment, inside a place that is like, you know, you can monitor whether using technology. So you can control the environment. Yeah, you keep yourself clean. Like our place, you have to go through an air shower place. You make sure that you are clean, you know, sanitized before you go in. So just I mentioned earlier on, the lighting is controlled, temperature is controlled, the humidity is controlled. So all these are very important. So commercial farm, they do release their carbon dioxide also. That helps the plant to grow faster. Okay, so these are, you see some of the picture that shown here. These are the local green that we plant in our farm. So things like, you know, you see Thai saying, you see kale, kailan, anything that you see the local farm that can plant, we can plant too over here. But it's inside a controlled environment and they grow better. They grow healthier. Yes. So actually, Singapore Indoor Farms, our mission is what? Looking to contribute to the Singapore food security. Yes. So what? By providing practical and sustainable growing system for the vegetable farming. So we do system, we sell system. So we do racking like this, and then we help to set up. We sell it to like home user. We sell it to institutions, people who, or school or institution who are keen in all this farming. Yes. So our vegetable, mostly we give it away to the needy. We give it to the homes. Yes. And we start to work with 1 or 2 restaurants that they tell us what their need, what they want, and then we start to plan for them. Okay, there's you can see the bottom. There's one the link to the Facebook of this Singapore Indoor Farm. If you are really keen, want to find out more, yeah, you can always find out from there. Okay. Okay, food safety. So actually, as Singaporean, we are quite fortunate because Singapore is one of the lowest incidents, you know, of any food disease, you know, outbreak. Yeah. So in this world, actually, you know, there's a lot of, how I say, unscrupulous traders or businessmen where food get contaminated, food that is like, you know, whether they, okay, we say farming, for example, let's say they spray a lot of pesticide that is really overdose, that is really harmful. So in this, our Singapore local context, actually our government are really on the ball. So quite often you see in the news, right? Like certain thing that is contaminated or certain like heavy metal or what they are actually told to, you know, remove from the shelf or from the rack. So like for us, when we have this farming license, so SFA team, they do come to our place to take our vegetable and go back to their lab and do this routine check. So this checking itself actually is very important. It benefits everybody. Whether your vegetable is contaminated or not, they will give you a call. Or, you know, people in the same trade that have this problem, they also come. They say, whether are you using the same fertilizer? Are you using the same kind of material? So all these, we are all so-called, you know, looking after, yeah, by SFA. We are quite fortunate, I would say, yes. Okay, so farming itself, like, well, if you come for the weekend course, first thing we want people to know, you know, to understand, you know, this typical life cycle of the plant, the green. So actually, from seed, from germinations, and then the growth, and then reproduction itself. Yeah, so once you understand all this, you are able to do your germinations, to plant your vegetable, and then to harvest, and you have your yield. You have the result of what you have planted, and you enjoy your own your own produce. Okay, seed. So seed is one of the very important things that we talk about, because a good seed, actually the yield itself is high. So once you germinate, if let's say, you know, anything that is more than 70 or 80%, I would say actually is quite good. Yeah. So there are people who come for the course and say that, hey, my seed is not growing, my seed is not, don't really germinate at all. So there are reasons, whether you use too good soil, where the soil are too fertile and then probably it cannot germinate, or your seed, when you receive from SFA or from MPAC, you didn't store them properly, you put them at a hot place, you put in a car for too long. There are many reasons. So these are the things that we want to come and learn. Yeah, especially there are seasonal seed, certain seeds for you to, you know, to sow, to germinate at certain season. Okay, so we also talk about, you know, hydroponics and then the soil agriculture. So soilless versus soil. So there are many things you can talk about it, whether it's like soil, you have a lot of weed that are unwanted. Soil tend to have more pests also, you know, and then the plant also grow faster when they're soilless, because it's in the water with the nutrient, the roots are able to grow freely. Okay, so yeah, when people come for the course, we start from very basic. So what are the types of hydroponics? There are many types, okay, from container type to, yeah, the NFT, many will talk about, yeah. So what are the things that comply, that come together, the nutrients, the lights, the water, all these are all come together. So the medium itself, what are the things that you want to use? Yeah, so we also have physically things for you to see, for you to feel. Okay, so these are some of the activity that is from the past participants who sign up the class, and then they are able to come together. We come together, we share, you know, picture, and then we say that, hey, how come mine look a bit more scrawny, look really very tall, because there's not enough light, so that they're reaching for the light. They really stretch hard to reach the light, so they look very scrawny. So we share, and we learn together. Okay, these are the activities. Okay, so same, there's a QR code here, Singapore Poly. So if you are keen, you can always, like, you know, go in and then scan and then find out more. Yeah, so a lot of details are all inside. Okay, thanks everybody. Okay, thanks Paul. Hi Paul, I'm over. I'm done.
Okay, thank you very much for Joshua. And I strongly encourage all of you to sign up these hydroponic courses. Number one is that when you sign up individual, you only spend about $30 over. And you are able to get the free hydroponic kit. Okay, I will let the next speaker, let me introduce next speaker. Mr. Joe, he's a very passionate lecturer. I know him since about 2 months ago when I'm taking up these hydroponic courses. And he has set up IoT system linked with the PC-based backhaul. And he also do the a lot of integration. So without further delay, Joe, this is your stage. Please, let's welcome Joe.
Thank you very much, Paul. Okay, hi guys, I'm Joe. I'm a lecturer and also a deputy course chair for School of Super E, Singapore Polytechnic. So today I'm very happy with you guys to share with you what IoT can and how IoT can automate our farming solutions. Okay, so before I want to share with you about the automation, let me share with you about what is the indoor farm first. And then let me show you what are the processes we need to taking care as a farmer. Okay, so why we go for indoor farm today? Because our crops can be grown in organic and nutritious way. Okay, we can taking care so there will be no pests or no pesticides required to taking care of this indoor farm. And we can grow our plants and veggie in the cleaner environments. And today's these indoor farmings are quite popular because of the easy to grow and there are a lot of informations are available for us to kickstart the farming. Okay, and as Joshua had mentioned earlier that our indoor farms can be grown in 24/7, 365 days a year because we don't need to care about the outside rain or haze or other weather because everything is controlled in the controlled environments. Okay, so weather does not affect the crops growth. Okay, so also using indoor farm, we have less exposure to diseases and pests, and also we require less space because you can see that with the hydroponic indoor farm, we can break up vertically. So we only require a very small space here. Okay, so we also can recycle the water and nutrients, which are the most expensive part of the hydroponic system. Okay, nutrient is very expensive. So we don't waste the nutrients through this hydroponic system solution or indoor farm solution. We can recycle the nutrient usage. Okay, but take note, things to be considered because of the entire system is run by the electronics. So we need to consider about energy usage. Okay. So let's say example, right, if you want to set up a indoor farm by your own. So first thing you need is the rack. You need the farming racks. Okay. So and next you need a timer to automate your lights. Okay. For the indoor farm hydroponic system, you don't need the light 24/7. You only need about 12 hours lights to automate on and off per day. And next, you need to control the water pump. So water pump also you don't need 24/7 to run. You just have to run the motor to pump the water to the top level and let the gravity to flow down the water. So from that, you can save a lot of energy, okay, by using the timer switch, okay. And next, you need the LED because we are using artificial light to grow the veggie indoor. So we need LED with LED drivers. And we need of course, water pump. It can be either a AC or DC. So those water pumps you can easily get from those like aquarium shops. And next, you need to do some pipings, okay, and some tubing. If you are the DIY guys or you are the hobbyists, you can do it by yourself. Or if you want the entire system, right, there are many vendors that sell the system. Example, you also can inquire with Joshua. Okay, Joshua also supplying those racks and systems. Okay. Okay. Next, of course, the switches. We need to have some power points to power these entire systems. Okay, so these are the basic requirements that we need for the farming racks. Okay, next. Okay, next, light. So as an indoor farm, we have to really careful or really take note about the lighting system. So how much light is required? Okay, so if you want to grow your veggie outdoor, you need about 5 to 6 hours of direct sunlight. Of course, indoor there is no direct sunlight, so you have to grow with artificial light. So how long we need? So we need about 10 hours, okay, or we need shift 12 to 14 hours. Depends on what types of crops you grow, okay? So you can automate the lights. So usually we tell these trainees during the training. So it's at 12 to 14 hours, you need to on the light, and after that you let it off so that the plant also can rest. Okay. So you have to do the light automation. Okay, light also you have to take note about the light intensity and the light spectrums. Okay. So example, if your rack is too high, so your light need to be strong. Or if your rack, the height is a bit not so high, right? So you also cannot like too bright. Too bright can burn the leaf also. It's okay, take note about this. Okay, so you need to control the light. Okay, next CO2. So as the plants, right, they need CO2 to digest their food also. So that's why we need to regulate the CO2 in the environment. Okay, so make sure that, okay, your CO2 level for this control environment should be around 800 to 1002. Okay, our normal atmospheric CO2 is about 300 to 500. Okay, for indoor, if you want the plants to grow well, you need about 800 to 1002 ppm. Okay. Okay, so how can we monitor CO2? Of course, you can get those IoT sensor to monitor the CO2 level. Okay, like here we have some sensor. I guess you all cannot see, but I just shared you that some CO2 sensor which we put it here to monitor the CO2 level. Okay, if let's say for this environment, if the CO2 goes down, maybe because of there's nobody in the room, we can use a ventilation fan to do the air circulation so that the CO2 can come back. Okay, yeah. So next, temperature. Okay, earlier Joshua mentioned that temperature also play a very vital role in the growing the plants. Cannot be too hot or cannot be too cold also. Okay, again, it depends on the plants. Okay, so some plants in hydroponic, they are growing in water, so temperature need to be monitored. It cannot be too hot. Okay, so the optimum temperature is about 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. Okay, so how can we monitor the temperature in the water? We can use either an aquarium thermometer, or you can get those like sensors. I'm not sure you all can see from the video, okay, on the webcam. So you have a sensor to monitor the water temperatures, okay, to make sure that water is around 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. Okay, so next one will be the humidity. So we also add in the humidity sensors in this farming racks to monitor the humidity. Make sure that the level is between 40 to 80%. Okay, yeah. So next one will be the water pump. So when you build this hydroponic farming system, you need a water pump. So the water pump, there are some variation. Some are very high power, some are very low power. Okay, so high power one is for those like very tall farming systems. Okay, farming racks, very tall one. Okay, so tall one, you need to pump more power to reach to the top layer of the racks. Okay, so yeah, so if you're not sure like what type of motor you need to buy, right? You can normally go to aquarium shop. You can ask the shopkeeper. So what type of motors need to use it for the particular height. So make sure that you must know the height, okay, of your farming racks. Very important, okay? And then next, you need to regulate the water, okay, in the system also. Okay, so this regulation, you need to on off the pump using some timer. So you can get the timer switch to automate that, okay? Yeah, I think you hear from me, there are quite a number of items to taking note of or take care of for this particular farming system. So it's a bit tedious, to be honest. So how can we like make this system to be less laborious, okay, and make it a bit more automated? Can be done? Yes, we can. So this is about the future. So the future of urban farming is more about automating our farming system so that like we can use the less manpower to monitor, like we don't need the very labor intensive, okay? We can grow the plants with the less labor. This is what our main goal to achieve, okay, in the futures by making use of the Internet of Things, IoT. Okay, so just to share, maybe some of you may know what IoT is. Some of you may not aware what IoT is. So let me share with you a very quick one. IoT stands for Internet of Things. Okay, so which is a internetworking of the physical devices. It can be vehicles, buildings, and other items. For our case, we have our sensors, we have control systems. Those are integrated together. And they are embedded with the electronic systems, software, sensors, actuators to on and off the lights, on and off the motor. And we also need the network connectivity so that I can monitor the automations on my sensors reading or environmental reading through my mobile devices or my other systems. Okay, and those can be worked together so that I can also see the data through my system, through data collections. Yeah. So this is about the IoT concept is, okay, so if you want to know more about IoT, right? Okay, so we break down IoT. IoT is very big. We break down it into 6 ecosystems, okay? 6 typical systems. First, IoT start off with the sensors. So we can have sensors that provide the information, like example, temperature reading, CO2 reading, humidity readings, water temperature, so on. Those sensors can be used to monitor those conditions. And then after that, we can use a microcontroller, or we can use example PLC, or just now the Paul is mentioned about like Flexi, example, those are PLC to do the data collections. After that, you can connect to the like Wi-Fi modules or some wired Ethernet LAN cable modules to connect to the internet. Okay, so after that, your data go to internet. You can use a cloud to store the data, and you can do like monitoring, remote monitoring. Finally, you can make use of the data that you send to the cloud. Then you can do some kind of data analysis, and then you can generate the insights so that you can see whether your plants are growing well because of these sensor conditions. Okay, you can do a monitoring with using this like 6C IoT ecosystems. Okay, so easier for us to like visualize IoT. Okay, so move into that. So we're making use of these 6C IoTs. We have set up a dashboard monitoring systems. So which you can see on the dashboard monitoring system here. Okay, so I can monitor the water pump, whether it's on or off. I can also monitor the temperature, humidity, and the CO2 level. I can also monitor and can also control the lighting and also the water pump. Maybe let me switch it to the web browser mode to show you how we can do a live monitoring and live control. Okay, let me bring you to the live demo. Okay, so now you can see, right? This is the live demo about the indoor farm dashboard. This is the live one. Okay, so I can take picture here. Okay, so okay, let me bring you to the automations dashboard. Okay, so here you can see on the left hand side is like water level, water control. Now I can tell you that okay, water pump is now turned off by just looking at the data value. 0 is mean off. Okay. Can also monitor the current temperature, 30.6 degree, humidity, CO2 level. Okay. Okay, all these are via the web browser. So as long as I got the mobile devices or PC, I can monitor it. Okay, it's a web-friendly, web-based. Okay, next I can also monitor the water pump. Okay, so just now I have turned off the water pumps because we are doing the live demonstration. So we don't want to hear the water pump sound. So that's why we turn off for a while. Okay, now right, I have my light system. As I said earlier, right, our indoor farm use artificial light. We don't need 24/7 of light. So we use a 12-hour shift. Okay, now, right, if I want to turn off the light, you can see, I can just turn it off from my dashboard. Okay, let me connect back again. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so now you can see here, once from my remote dashboard, I off the light, you can see the light is instantly off. Okay, so that means I can be anywhere. I can control the lightings and so on. Okay, so I don't need to be in the site to do all this control. Okay, I can do it remotely. Okay, now you can see that the light is on back. Okay, yeah, help me switch it back to the PowerPoint slides. I hope that my live demonstration makes sense to you about the IoT, that you can use the internet to control and monitor. Okay, okay, good. So I move to the next slides, the benefits. Okay, so with this IoT dashboard, okay, so we can have an alert and notification if there's any error, any like example, temperature goes high or humidity is go high. We can have an alert notification via email. We can do a real-time monitoring for temperature, humidity, and CO2. Okay, next we can do a remote control via mobile devices. Just now I show you using laptops. Okay, and all these are, we call it automated solution for farming. Okay. Yeah, okay, so right, I think my part will be ending in these slides. Okay, so right, in SP, we offer a lot of IoT courses for the interested parties. Okay, so we work together industry, like example, Singapore Indoor Farm, TDS, HMS. We work together. I mean, like as an industry partner, we try to roll out courses so that we can share to the interested parties in the IoT area and many more. Okay. As I say, if you are interested in IoT, there are a few courses, like example, IoT for electronic industries. Okay, this course, we're also working together with TDS and HMS. We have this Python programming for IoT course also. And we also have like IoT industry IoT implementation for the shop floor. So there are many courses, of course, available under SPE website, PACE Academy. Okay, so I think with that, let me end my presentations, and let me pass over to the next speaker, Philip Tang. Okay, for done with my part.
Okay, hi, thanks Joe. And let me share my screen. Okay, Paul, is the screen okay? Good?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm left with 10 minutes as usual for the last speaker, so I will speed things up a bit. Okay, so HMS, the company, just a quick introduction. The company stands for Hardware Meets Software. We have strong product brands over here, starting with Anybus, ViewON, etc. and TDS, all of them focusing on different applications, but more or less related in IoT. Just the key difference in whether is it in factory automation, in building automation, or in process or industrial automation. So that's the key difference. But all in all our products are more or less related to solutions for these industrial communications and IoT. All right, so now main topic today, I think just now Joe has mentioned on a bit on the automation portion. So how exactly can you implement this whole automation thing? Do you need a lot of hardware? Is the cost of the investment very high? And so on. This may be some of the questions that you are interested to find out after this. All right, so when we look at the IoT value chain, we call, I think similar to what Joe has mentioned as well, it's always starting with connection, access to the information, monitor, collection of all the data from different sources, and finally to integrate them together in a dashboard or analytics software that you have on your own. So with one single hardware, which is the Flexi, it allows you to do most of the what we call the value chain here, as you can see, from connect all the way to collect, and leaving the integration part where you we have the flexibility for you to choose from all these different options available in the market. All right, so let's start with this basics. Okay, what do you need in this so-called automation of this farming system? You need remote access. So anywhere in the world, especially with COVID, you understand that there are situations where we couldn't even access to our premise as much as we want. So remote access will come in very useful. Okay, whether is it accessing to an IP camera or accessing to a programmable logic controller, or PLC in short, right, which is the brain of your whole control system. And also on top of that, you need to have remote data, which just now also was mentioned. There was a lot of parameters that you need to monitor: temperature, humidity, CO2 flow rate, right? So all these live data you need to read and collect, and probably you need to also archive them in some historical database if you need to compare it in future, or use it for analytics software and so on. Monitor the system in real time, okay, which could be your mechanical systems like alarms, your pumps, status, consumption of the energy, energy meters, and so on. So all the data you can also choose to push it towards value-added services, like if you have a cloud or your own remote server elsewhere. Okay, so moving on to the hardware, simple design. I think there's what you can see here is the Flexi hardware itself is modular concept. So there is a base unit. Okay, you can choose the base unit, whether it's a 2-slot or a 4-slot. So here you see it's a 2. We have the 4-slot as well. There's an SD card for memory extension. It allows data logging, so you can actually log onto the SD card. There is a 4G modem extension. So with one package, you can get you can use the 4G modem to push out the data to connect with a third-party cloud or your remote server. And importantly, we have this Talk2M, which is the VPN infrastructure that comes free of charge when you purchase the hardware. So there's only one-time capital expenditure. There's no so-called ongoing OPEX that you need to consider. Okay, so this is the 4-slot version. And I think among the 2 and 4 slot, I would strongly recommend the 4 slot because there's more flexibility. And in terms of hardware configuration, it's pretty straightforward. You choose the base unit that you want. I would recommend the 202 because it has a built-in serial port for more fast connectivity. So all you need is to choose the extension card. Okay, either it's a 4G or Wi-Fi. You're able to tap on to an existing network. Then you can also choose to use IO card, okay, that has some direct inputs for your sensors values, 0 to 10, 4 to 20 milliamp. You may also want to trigger some outputs, maybe to on the fan or on the lights or on the pump, etc. And of course, the antenna as an accessory. There are several other extensions cards available, but I think more relevant to a simple farming system, then I think these are the basics that you will need. Okay, everything is set from or configured from this the web server itself. So we use a very user-friendly GUI interface, and there's a lot of wizards. So setting up is not as difficult as it may seem. So I think if you are someone with some automation or programming background, this will be very, very simple. Okay, so let's look at the overview of what this gateway is able to provide. One gateway all-in-one, provides you with a lot of features here. So let's move to the remote access first. Remote access situation where you cannot access to the site, but you need to do some work, or you need to maybe change some parameters on the controller that is controlling your system due to some variation in the factors. Important factor is that our solutions are cybersecurity compliance to ISO 27000. Okay, you can read more about this ISO 27000, and like I mentioned, it's free support. It can be used for free, and there's unlimited devices and unlimited users that you can register under your account. Worldwide coverage 24/7, which we have our data centers across the world. So today you may have one system in Singapore, maybe you have another system in Malaysia and so on. So you can all group them under your same account, and you can, no matter where you are in the world, you can always remote access in. Even when you are on a holiday, somewhere else, you can also remote access in to check on your system. You can do so on any desktop, okay, on any web browser-based PC for your phone as well, or you can choose to use, access it from mobile apps that we already have. You can download from the App Store or the Google Play. Then we move on to remote data. All right, so data is important for us. Like we mentioned earlier on, there are so many parameters that's important that will affect the growth of it. So these are the features that the gateway will be able to provide. So first thing is data acquisition. In the farming system, if you have a more complicated setup, then perhaps you will need to have a microcontroller or a PLC. All right, so for all these PLCs in the market, there's some these are the common brands, Allen Bradley, Siemens, ABB, Mitsubishi. So importantly is once you have done up your algorithm for the control portion, you will probably have define some tags and so on. So what you need to do is to do the mapping over to the Flexi so that we have the same live value on here as well. And to do so is very simple because the Flexi has the built-in driver or embedded driver of all these major PLC in the market. So by just selecting, this is how the GUI looks like. Just by selecting the right brand of the PLC and following some steps, that they will prompt you, okay, for example, what is the model of the PLC, what is the IP address, and so on and so forth. In one single step, you can establish the connection, and the second step, then you can actually set up the tags inside your Flexi, right? So once you have the tags on the data coming up from the controllers, it can be from the controllers, it can be from the direct IOs, as I mentioned. If you do not, it's just pure monitoring with no complicated controls. You can actually skip with the microcontroller and just use the direct IOs. Okay, so once all the data is being set up properly in the Flexi, you're able to do your data logging. Okay, up to 1 million timestamp point. If it's not enough, you can use an SD card. So one Flexi can support up to 2,500 tag, which is a very, very big system. Okay, polling rate can be as fast as 1 second. Right. So, and what's next? You can actually implement alarm notification. So anything goes wrong, if the temperature is too high, you know, the flow is not, the pump is not working, SMS, email, or even social media, right? You can use, nowadays people like to use social media a lot, so you can actually receive alarm from there. Okay, so the email can be sent through the Talk to M services, so there's no need for you to do for, set up your own SMTP server. And there's also a task planner available. So we mentioned that if you are doing some logging in CSV file, you can use the task planner to do a regular task like every day, end of the 5 p.m., please send me an email with the attachment of the CSV file, and so on. We also give you a free software that you can use called ViewON. That this is for you to design your local dashboard, very much like what you, this Joe has shown you. So after you have designed according to what you want, just download it to the Flexi, and the next time when you log in, you will immediately see the dashboard with the live values coming up. So some examples of our customers they've done. The software is entirely free, and there are a lot of libraries that you can really use. So it's really up to your imagination and how much effort you want to put in to create the kind of graphics that you want. For customers who do not want to, you know, spend that kind of time, we also have a very quick solution that we call the live KPI. So of the Flexi, you can define up to 6 KPIs, which sometimes it could be just nice, you know, that there are only some parameters that you want to see. So you just need to check the box of the particular parameters, and you can easily define as a KPI. So the next time that you need to log into the account, okay, either through a web browser or through your phone, immediately the live value will come up, okay? And it could come, and all of these could be coming from multiple systems, could be from multiple countries. You know, there's a Google map here that can define where the area is. There's a search function where you can search according to some parameters as well. It is also supporting this kind of programming. Okay, so if for the more techy ones, if you want to implement some special features or some kind of more complicated control algorithms, you can do so using this basic script or Java programming. Yeah, so some example here is where we put in all the so-called programming. It is also an OPC UA gateway. All the data can be converted to OPC UA. This is for customers who wants to push the data to some software that is running on OPC UA. So we are a server, and then the clients will be able to receive all the data. Other protocols that we support are also like Modbus TCP, SNMP, and FTP. All right, so next we talk about scaling up, all right? If let's say you are even more advanced user, you already have some cloud, or you have multiple sites throughout the world, you want to consolidate all of them into one single platform, we also offer you this possibility with the same hardware. So you're able to, as you can see here, we offer you 2 possible paths. One is we call the direct path, which is using MQTT and HTTPS connecting to all these third-party cloud platform in the market. All these are very, I would say, more of the well-known names in the market right now. Yeah, so it's either MQTT or HTTPS. Otherwise, we also offer APIs, which is REST-based API that they're able to connect to our Talk to M cloud and retrieve some historical data. Okay, so these are some of the partners that we have. Okay, for example, if you are considering using ThinkWorks, yes, we already have some kind of how to say pre-built template where you can go to our website, search for them, and then you're able to find some documents that will help you guide you to how to set up, for example, a Flexi to a ThinkWorks account or MySphere or Amazon Web Services. Okay, so in summary, I think the hardware itself, yes, the major PLC protocols embedded for data acquisition. So if you want to extract data from PLC, it's super easy. Local buffering for time standpoint, 1 million. Flexible connectivity to the internet and to the different devices. So like I mentioned, if you're not using a microcontroller, it's just pure sensors, then you can also use the I/O. or you can connect to some devices with Modbus and so on. And the remote access solution is included in one whole single package. This is my last slide. Okay, so exclusive for you guys who take the time to attend this webinar today. We are offering this starter kit. Okay, you can check with TDS where we offer a very, very special price with everything in one. So if you are looking to start your project, or this will be a very good consideration. And it's priced so attractively that we only allow one set per customer. Okay, so that's for my side. I will end my presentation now. Over to you, Paul. Hello, Paul. I think you're on mute.
Off this. Is it okay? Okay, so Philip have already shared with all of us what is Spexy, and also give us a special price promotion. So now we are going to open up for Q&A. Okay, Joshua, are you there? Joshua? Can I have Joshua to answer this question?
I'm here, yes.
Okay, what is the simple 4-rack, 2-meter height setup cost for people who interested to start in-house farming?
For which one again? For
answer one of the questions in the chat group. Someone asking 4-rack.
4-layer rack, is it?
Is
the 4-layer. 4-layer one is
any one of yours have other questions?
4-layer is $1,000 fat.
Or you can turn on the mic. Chi, can you turn on your mic? Mr. Chi?
4-layer is $1,000.
Not here. Sorry. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, Chi, maybe you post the question to Joshua. Joshua will be able to give you more detailed information. Joshua, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. You reply 1,000, right?
Yes, correct. I mean, you can see from here. Okay, we have three so-called 3 model over here. One that is, we say 5-layer. 5-layer with the width, the length itself is actually the length, we say a meter long. And then the depth itself, actually the depths are all 500, half a meter. Okay, half a meter. So if you say 5-layer with the length itself is 1 meter. So that one is, we're talking about 1,002. Okay, then if you're talking about 4-layer for a meter length, that one is $1,000 flat.
Okay.
Yes.
Your length again is how long? 1 meter?
1 meter. 1 meter.
1 meter. Okay.
Yes.
This is made of what material? Is it?
All these are all mount steel.
Mount steel.
Yes. With powder coating in white color.
You have anything that we can see that we go and visit?
Yes. You anytime. I mean, you. Paul, you got the address. Probably after
I will type into the.
We'll type in the address.
Okay,
anytime. The showroom is here. I mean, this is the one for domestic. We got a bigger showroom. There's 1,001 to 1,002 square foot. That one is even bigger, yeah. But that's more for commercial use, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I write down my handphone. You contact me on my handphone so that any one of you all have any question, you all can contact me. I can give you all the information because I have been to Joshua office twice. Actually, first time when I was heard of him, straight away the next week I visited him. Then I subsequently attend his course. Very impressive showroom. Yeah. Okay, Joe, maybe anybody have question for Joe, the second speaker? One question. We still have, I mean, now we are open for questions. Those people who are staying back are still maybe have some doubt, you know. So you are free to answer, ask any question. Joe will be able to handle, or Philip also, or me, I also can help you to answer some question. Just turn on your mic and feel free to talk.
Hi, mine is not really a question, but I really want to endorse because I went to the course offered by Joshua and this course with Singapore Indoor Farm, and I would really highly recommend for those who have not signed up, do attend the course, because Joshua is an excellent trainer and you get to learn a lot.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I truly very encouraged by that. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm so happy to see you all again today through this.
Please. This place, you're all welcome. Can come anytime. Yes. If you got my number, just call me. Make sure that I'm around. So yes.
No, Joshua, I have your number. Actually, I'm one of your students.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
I highly recommend for those who have not signed up, do sign up. Yeah, it's really an endorsement because it's really good.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, it's really very encouraging. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I also enjoy a lot in the course because surprising that on the soil-based one, the veggie is growing quite big. I can harvest already. Okay. Good, any other people like to share something? Maybe, you have something to share?
The document just now, the presentation, can you share with us?
Okay, you just send me I will send you the link, download link.
Okay.
Or the document that just now 3 of the speaker. You just take down my handphone 93261804. 93261804. Okay, that is my handphone. 93261804. I will send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyway, today those people who attend, I will send you all the link. No need to just ignore the thing. I will ask my marketing to send the link to you so y'all can download, and then any more interesting question? Thank you, Anwar, Anwar, you from ITE or from Singapore Poly?
I'm from ITE.
Oh, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for reminding me to send all the link to them.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, maybe one more last question. Okay, if no question, maybe I would ask Joe. Joe, for your IoT kit,
yes.
If people don't have programming knowledge, are they able to do control the farm, when to turn on, when to turn off?
Okay, right. IoT controller kit is right now, right? We have to program it. Let's say it's maybe good for those hobbyists or some maybe who want to dare to try out something like. So you can use that to program your own. The programming is not that tough. Like we can use something like a drag and drop graphical programming. It's not those like typing a lot of things. Okay, so you can do this to do the simple automation control, which we use in our system. Or if you want to use those like industry grade version, that there is a Flexi that the Paul and HMS Philip have mentioned about the Flexi. So you can use this to like also do like some simple automation control to make the whole farms to make it working lah. Okay, you can connect the sensors to the microcontroller or PLC, the Flexi, and you can control the light also through the PLC also. Okay, nowadays, right, when you want to program something, right, don't be so scared. Today, our programmings are pretty much simpler and quite user-friendly to do a program. Or there are a lot of manuals are also available. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe, for the very clear explanation. Yeah. So, any last question for Philip from HMS? So far, we have worked with Philip for many years, and we have already supplied to all the industry. Hydroponic, we will start to starting this year. We'll be starting to get the application for hydroponic. In the past, we are used to apply this Flexi for robotic. Every robot, we deploy out. We will put one so that our engineer don't need to go there to repair in case of any problem. Good. We are still have 44 people left, still stay here. Maybe some of y'all can ask some questions so we can still continue. So since now it's only 4:15.
I think just now there's one participant was asking about the cost. So does the cost also include all these so-called IoT, or it's just a standalone, just the rack and the lights and all that? Yeah.
I cannot get your question, sorry.
Yeah, just now there's another participant was asking about the cost of the rack. But does this cost of the rack also include the software aspects as well, the IoT and all that, the control?
Oh, no. Okay, very good question. This, Joshua have explained about this rack cost. It's only for the hardware cost only. Does not include the software, IoT. So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Yeah, correct. So actually the rack is only the rack. There's no IoT included. Yes, correct.
If you want the IoT, right, you may have to talk to us or Paul, so we can provide the solution to you guys. I mean, and let us know your skill. Are you just looking for one rack or maybe like multiple racks and so on? Okay, we have a solution for that.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Just now, Philip have said that he's very general. He offer a starter kit. The starter kit is about $700 around there. So when you get this starter kit, you are able to start to do your pump control, EC control. What you need to buy from, maybe you can invest in Taobao, you know, EC sensor or pH sensor. Then you can do some automation control or LED, control the LED light. Because this starter kit is very worth. It comes with the IO card, you know, so that you don't need to, you buy starter kit, you'll be save a lot. And TDS, we provide the training. We give you the training, how to connect up, how to design the GUI, how to do the programming for the, yeah. So in fact, now we are very busy to helping those people who bought the thing for IoT. So we are very busy on that. I mean, so when you get it, we will be able to support you. Is it answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, yeah. Mr. Paul.
Any more questions on...
Yeah, Faisal here. I'd just like to inquire on HMS, the gateway that was being presented. So that one, do we need to connect to the Wi-Fi access point to be connected to the internet?
Okay, Philip, you like to answer this question? Philip? Okay. If Philip is not answer, I will help Philip to answer the question. Philip, are you there? Okay. Basically, when you buy the starter kit, it will come with some of the card for you. Either you can use the Wi-Fi card, then you can hotspot with your handphone, meaning this taxi hardware will be able to connect up to the cloud. Data can be stored in the cloud. And then you can use the app, iOS app or Android app to access the data, the GUI. So your question is it? So there are few ways.
I have existing Wi-Fi system. So let's say my home Wi-Fi. So can I just connect it from the HMS?
Yes, you are able to connect through the HMS. Maybe I add on. For home, it's very easy. You just get a Wi-Fi system and then log into your house. Then this system will be going to the cloud. In case that you are putting this system not at the home, there is no Wi-Fi. What you need to do is to get a 4G card. This 4G card will put into a SIM card and then it's able to link up to the cloud. I have tried out for the last 3 months. I pay about $5 for my setup at the Greenberry Farm. Some of y'all, I will be, when this COVID over, able to visit, I will open the farm visit again. Then y'all can take a look of how we set up this IoT and this Greenberry Farm at this near Sembawang there. Yeah, very good question. After that, if you wanted to, you got my handphone. If you want to know more, I can let you know about the starter kit pricing, and then how you can start from the farm. Yeah.
Great. Sorry, Paul, can you type in your contact number again?
Okay, I type in here again. 9326180 9326. Okay. You saw in the chat group, the last one?
Yes, fine. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now we got 36 participants still there. Maybe some of you all like to ask some more questions. Just turn on your mic. Feel free to ask. So we open for farm tour, you know, maybe. Sangwan, you have any question? Sangwan? Those people who are busy, you all can log off. People who stay back, you all can learn some more. Okay, so look like we have no question, and thank you very much for all the speakers and all your effort to make this event very successful, and we are very happy to see that so many people join. And Joe, Joshua, Philip, thank you very much for your effort. Thank you.
Thanks everybody. Yeah, Paul, thank you, Paul. Yeah,
we will organize again. The response is very good. Huh? Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye everybody.
Bye-bye.